Welcome to another episode of Rickets Reef, tank day 48 on my 90-gallon build. First thing to mention is the old Excel spreadsheet has come back out. So here I have my dates and my calcium levels and actions I've taken and all sorts of levels that I can test for and have fun testing for. Green means good. Yellow means something could be worked on here, but don't worry about it. Orange means hey, not so good, maybe you should try and do something about this. And red one means danger, not good at all. You should really do something if you can. In this instance it was just part of the cycle. As you can see, the dates are up top there. It's also good if you're doing something like vodka dosing. You can write down how much vodka you're dosing, what's happened, anything in particular, and so on and so forth as your recommended levels. It's just a simple spreadsheet, and it makes this a lot easier, and it helps you catalog and organize your data for your tank. Which also brings me to an important point. When you're starting a reef tank, if you're watching this movie and you're just new and you think you want to start a reef tank, all I can say is reef tank, like most aquariums, take a degree of responsibility, and that responsibility lies in time and energy. Part of that time and energy should be in research and finding out what fish is okay for what size tank, what corals are good for what size, what light and what flow, and what fish are okay for corals, and so on and so forth. I have been watching a lot of movies on YouTube that weren't very fun to watch, like seeing 4 tangs in a 30-gallon tank, and a couple of them were close to dying, and seeing some journals of tanks where just things were covered in algae because the person used really bad tap water or something like that. So if you're starting a reef tank, or you're thinking about starting a reef tank, there's a wealth of information. Just Google it, ask Google questions. There's a lot of good forums out there, Reef Central, Nano Reef, 3 Reef. There's tons of them. Just plug yourself into a search engine and start from there, and just start reading. Yeah. Okay, now on to the fun stuff number 1. The Sump skimmer is doing well. It's pulling out some pretty rank stuff as usual. I'm noticing lately that the skimmer will lose its nice foamy head that pushes stuff over the edge every once in a while. I don't know if that's because it's already done pulling the bio load out, or maybe something affects the bubbles so that they end up popping a lot at the top and not turning into a foamy froth that pushes waste over. So if anyone knows why skimmers lose their froth head, don't know what's going on there. Next is I added another bag of carbon. I've hung them from this pole so they get the direct flow from the skimmer output. They are my carbon sacks. They kind of make me giggle. The pump, if you make one of these automated top-off systems, I highly suggest you put your pump lower than your inlet into your tank for your top-off. Reason being is if it's higher, it could create a siphon and continue to drain your reservoir into your tank. I noticed that before it got too much of a problem and moved it lower, so it's all good. Another thing is I cleaned out the sump from my nano system, and it is now my water change tank. I roughly estimate I got about 120 gallons at the most of water volume. So 10 gallons of water change each week. Works out well. Throw the old power heads in there, a heater, and in no time I've got water change water. Now without the nano, I've also got a lot more plugs. I think for Christmas, actually I know for Christmas because I ordered it, I am getting a Reef Keeper light. So that is kind of cool. We'll see how that goes. It's got a lot of neat stuff that I like on it, and eventually it can upgrade to do all sorts of extra stuff, and it appeals to the nerd in me.